Hi, welcome to the In Vitro Diagnostic Regulation 2017-746 lecture on economic operators, the manufacturer. In this lecture, we will discuss what the role and responsibility of the manufacturer has within the context of the EU Regulation 2017-746. What will we learn? We will understand the definition of the manufacturer. We will understand the obligations of the manufacturer. The In Vitro Diagnostic Medical Device Regulation 2017-746 gives a definition of the manufacturer under Article 2, Definitions, Section 23. Let's keep this diagram in the forefront of our mind when we are understanding the responsibilities of the manufacturer. Notice the correlation between the other economic operators and the manufacturer. In this case, we are examining two types of manufacturer, one inside the European Union and the other outside the European Union. The In Vitro Diagnostic Medical Device Regulation 2017-746 gives a definition of a manufacturer under Article 2, Definitions, Section 23. A manufacturer means a natural or legal person who manufactures or fully refurbishes a device, or has a device designed, manufactured, or fully refurbished, and markets that device under its name or trademark. The manufacturer designs and manufactures the in vitro diagnostic medical device with the intent of selling it in the European marketplace. In vitro diagnostic medical device equipment can be refurbished and sold again onto the European market. The company that does this refurbishment is deemed a manufacturer and will need to follow the EU IVDR 2017-746. The manufacturer has responsibilities which is listed in Article 10 of the In Vitro Diagnostic Medical Device Regulation 2017-746. The responsibility of the manufacturer is to be compliant with the regulation. I will explain some of the responsibilities as laid out in Article 10 of the Regulation 2017-746. The manufacturer needs to create a risk management system within its organization. Use of the risk management standard ISO 14971 will ensure that this happens. Clinical evaluation of the device. This means proving effectiveness and safety of the device in clinical trials. The manufacturer will need to prove this before the device is allowed to be sold on the market. It is a good time to mention that monitoring of the device in the marketplace is an important compliance for the manufacturer to adhere to. We talk about this further in post-market surveillance. Create technical documentation for the device. We will discuss the requirements for technical documentation in this course. The manufacturer needs to have written a declaration of conformity to regulation. The manufacturer needs to have a unique device identification system. This is new to the IVDR 2017-746. It is a requirement for a new standardized system of labeling medical devices in order to create traceability on the marketplace. Again, we will discuss this in another lecture in this course. The manufacturer is obliged to have a quality management system. Being certified to the most up-to-date ISO 13485 standard will satisfy this requirement. The manufacturer is responsible for having a person responsible for regulatory compliance. For short, this person is known as a PRRC. The PRRC can be a company employee or a consultant. If you do not have a dedicated PRRC, you are not following the In Vitro Diagnostic Medical Device Regulation 2017-746. If you are a manufacturer outside the European Union, you will need to have a PRRC. The manufacturer has to communicate with other economic operators. If it does not, the regulation will not work effectively. By following the regulation process, communication will happen. If an European Union manufacturer has an issue with a product, they must inform the distributor. The regulation dictates this to happen, and it should be driven with the quality management system. Standard operating procedure for field incidents should ensure that this happens. If a manufacturer outside the European Union has an issue with the product, they must communicate with the European authorized representative and the importer. The regulation calls out for this, and it proves the point that regulation will not work unless the economic operators are communicating with one another. All economic operators should be registered with EUDAMED. The IVDR 2017-746 calls out that the manufacturer is registered in EUDAMED. Registration via the European Database on Medical Devices, EUDAMED, is intended to centralize device information and help improve coordination of information on in vitro diagnostic medical devices on the European market. What have we learned? We understand what the main obligations of the manufacturer is within the context of the IVDR 2017-746. We understand the manufacturer needs to create a risk management system. The manufacturer needs to obtain information from clinical evaluation and continue to process when the device is in the marketplace. The manufacturer needs to create a technical document for all manufactured devices. The manufacturer needs to obtain a declaration of conformity for all manufactured devices. The manufacturer establishes a UDI system for all manufactured devices. Have a robust quality management system. The standard to obtain this is ISO 13485. Designate a person responsible for regulatory compliance within the manufacturing company, also known as a PRRC. The manufacturer needs to ensure communication between all economic operators. The manufacturer must register with EUDAMED. As we progress through the course, we will explain these details further.